doing. And there's a message that I have to share for 2025, because really our biggest challenge, I'll say, is ourselves this year, the new year. It's ourselves and the goals that we set for ourselves and how we plan on accomplishing those goals. So know that in 2025, y'all, the biggest challenge that we're facing is ourselves and fear. And the challenge of conquering that fear is the big thing that we have to find the way forward. I was sitting here and said, well, Tan, what is the message, right? What's on your heart to share? And I just wanted to share that for those of you that are mothers, for those of you that aren't, it's about finding your motivation. The motivation is that thing that keep you going when it's hard. It's that thing that keep you going when you're facing fear. You're looking at something and say, wow, can I do it? And trust me, remember, you can know what you need to do, but actually finding the courage to actually get it done, now that's the challenge. So say, for instance, remember, you may say, you know what, I need to leave this job. I'm not making enough. Maybe it's a toxic work environment. You can know what you need to do, but actually finding the motivation and the courage to actually make that change is the challenge. So in 2025, I always say the biggest challenge that you're going to face is going to be yourself. Finding your motivation, finding the action that you need to actually get things going that you want to get going. You may have a gift inside of you. You may have something that you need to actually get out, but it's knowing that you have it, but finding the courage to actually do it. I always say, for me, content creating or coming along this content journey, this is not new to me. Vlogging, I've been on that journey for a year, over a year now. But as far as creating content, I've been along that path. But what I'm saying is sometimes that path changes. So going from vlogging, and what I realized, the undertone of my purpose and what I feel like my purpose is giving that motivation, sharing my story, being transparent. So that's what I know I have to do, but finding the courage to actually get it done, that's the difference. So I'm telling y'all that in 2025, you got to find that thing that you love to do. When you're doing something that you love, you can do it with passion. You can do it when you don't want to do it. And for those of you that are mothers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those days, moms, when you know you may be under the weather. Remember, we're human. We're not just wearing our mother hat. We're still human, right? We got other things that's going on within our world. But we say, you know what? We got to get up and feed these kids. We got to get up and we got to clean this house. So I challenge you to do things in life that you can do when it's hard to do. So that means your passion got to be in it. You got to be in an environment that you want to be in, because you got to have that mental clarity and that peace to get where you're meant to be in life. And for me, I said, you know what, man, I experienced the same challenges that everyone else face, right? You may have that doubt that try to creep in, right? You have that fear that you face. But remember, I told you our mind is that first thing that we have to learn to control, our thoughts and our words and the way we think about our situation, the way we talk to ourselves. So 2025, I say the biggest thing is mastering you, master of your own reality, learning how to stay encouraged, learning how to find your motivation, and then having the courage and the strength to actually make the changes that you need to make. I know right now somebody on their to 2025 list is like, you know what? I want to eat healthier. I want to work out. I want to, you may be going through a divorce. I'm actually going to file this year. I'm actually going to move out. I'm going to get out of this relationship. So knowing what you need to do and actually taking the steps to get it done are two different things. So you have to find that courage to do what needs to be done. And that's not letting fear or doubt stop you from making those moves. For me, I've had so many changes happen in 2024. But what I can tell you is that I found my strength to do it. And I didn't look at fear and the doubt and all the things that, remember, those are normal too. So at any point that I talk about not letting fear stop you, I'm never telling you that you shouldn't feel the fear. Fear is going to happen, right? Remember, it's fear of the unknown. It's fear of what could be scary. Think about even driving our car. Remember, we get in our car, all things can happen. I've been looking at the news and I saw that the New Orleans horrible tragedy that just happened where over 15 people lost their lives. So even simple actions that you think are harmless can really turn tragic. So if we really think about that, we wouldn't be driving, we wouldn't get on an airplane. For God's sake, we'll be wrapped in bubble wrap. So we don't fear in certain areas. We're very selective where we let fear stop us, right? So I'm telling you that fear is normal. We just have to have a stronger mental to say, you know what? This is fear, but I'm stronger than that. I'm stronger than doubt. So your motivation to succeed has to be stronger than that fear that can hold you down. And then that holding you down. While that's on my heart, I'm going to talk about that too. I always say there's someone that's either pushing you to the top or dragging you to the bottom. So make sure that the people that we take along this journey in 2025 are conducive to the life that we want to live and the road that we're traveling towards in 2025. I can't stress that enough. And sometimes the universe and God have a way of taking things away from you that you don't need. And maybe you didn't feel strong enough or have that willpower to walk away from just yet. So then we start to question. We say, oh my God, why did this happen to me? Why is this person gone? Remember, I always say we like to question God, but we don't question. I always say it's not that you shouldn't question God, right? Remember the unknown, we wonder why. But we say, why? What is the lesson in this? What is the lesson that I'm meant to receive from this being removed from my life? What does this mean? So instead of saying, why is this happening? What does this mean? What is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn from this situation? Remember, remember I told you about them L's. And I don't mean them losses. I'm talking about them lessons. Because anytime that you can live and keep going, then that chapter in your life was a lesson. There was something you were meant to learn from it. For me, I've learned so much. There's so much to be learned from loss, from those pivot moments in life where, man, your life took a quick turn. But remember, I have always been the type that's going to turn lemons and make me some sugar and turn it into some lemonade. At any point, you can take what you have and make something beautiful of it. I remember graduating from nursing school, y'all, and this may turn into a story time too. I'm just letting the Lord lead me and the message that I feel like somebody out there need to hear. But I have always been a magician at making something out of nothing or whatever it is that I have to work with during that time. But I remember graduating from nursing school and actually passing the NCLEX. And I just remember the night before the NCLEX. Remember, that's that manifesting. I remember going on the Pearson View website. That's the website where you can find out if you pass the nursing exam. And y'all, thank y'all too for being on here on the live with me. I told y'all we're doing 7 days of live because that first week, remember, sometimes it's the hardest. Being motivated to keep going and make those changes that we need to make. So I appreciate y'all being here with me tonight. But I remember the night before taking my nursing exam, the NCLEX, I remember going on that website and I remember closing my eyes and I said, I can see my name written on there. I passed the exam, y'all, and I got chills saying that. Thank you, Lord. But I remember going on there and manifesting myself actually passing. And I mean, I had 2 children, a single mom, right? I lived on my own, and the house that I had, I made it a home. So I kept it clean. My children had their necessities, and children, remember too, children really don't know what they're missing if you, the person that's in their life and leading them in that journey of life and that chapter they're in, if you're smiling and you're making a meal out of what you have, those kids don't know that it's not steak and it's not a filet mignon and a baked potato. They don't know that. But if you get in there and you whip up what you can for your kids and you serve it with a smile and you kiss them and say, I love you, they don't know. All they know and remember is that my mom made a way out of no way. So if y'all been following me, y'all know I love to say that we can make a way out of no way. And that's going back to, like I said, use what you have. Don't focus on what's not there. So focus on what you can do. So in that moment, I remember studying leading up to my nursing exam. And my children, I would take them a bath, feed them, put them to bed, and I would be studying. And me, I'm not really a late night person. I've always been on team early bird. So I would do what I could during the night, but I remember waking up extremely early in the morning. I'm talking about those 3, 4 a.m. wake ups. And if y'all been following me, y'all know I still do those. I've always been a part of that. I'm at my freshest in the morning. So that goes back to knowing you yourself too. So you have to know when you're at your best. And I would study, and I studied and studied hard, and I went and took that exam, y'all. I remember the first thing I did when I left out of that exam is I called my sister. And y'all, I don't know, I've been out of looking at the Pearson View and things like that for over, oh God, the 13 years, 12 years. So I called my sister, and there was something we used to call the Pearson View trick, where you could go and try to reapply for the exam. But if you pass the exam, it won't let you re-register for it. So I was just shaking. I remember calling my sister, y'all, and I was like, you know what? Because the NCLEX, what happened for the people that aren't familiar with the NCLEX, once you take the exam just cuts off. So there's a max of like 250 questions, and there's a minimum of like 75. So anywhere between number 75 and 250, it'll cut off. And that's because you did well enough to prove competency, or you did horrible, and it's like, you know what, you might as well just stop. So I remember running out of the building, y'all. I'm shaking. I remember calling my sister, and I said, let's do the Pearson View trick, get online and let's see. She was like, Tan, it won't let me re-register. And y'all, I don't know why I'm feeling emotional even sharing this story, and that's just because it was through blood, sweat, and tears, beyond doubt, beyond the odds being, man, y'all, I'm getting emotional, being stacked against me. I made it. So no matter what people say and speak over your life, you are in control of your life. No one else can make it happen for you. No one else can go take that test and say, you know what, I'm going to fail this test for you. You know why? Because I did the work. I did the work to make sure that I was competent enough to go take that exam and be able to display what I've learned through my nursing program. And I'm sharing this with y'all because I'm going to tell you, no matter the doubt, the odds being stacked against you. And I've been seeing so much about negativity about, oh, single moms, and here I am now, a single mom. I've been married before, right? So, and I can tell you there's no huge difference in my character from being a married mom and a single mom. So don't let what people speak over you affect you. Observe, but don't absorb. Observe, because now you know how to move around those people. You know how to cut people out of your life. You know what people think about you. You know how they feel. They truly feel. But don't absorb that. So in those long nights and early mornings and being a single mom and making it happen and make a way out of no way, I did that. No one can take that from me. Remember, people didn't build you. They can't take you apart like something they build. You build yourself. And you do that, if that means starting from ground zero and building your way back up because you want to be self-made, do that. Make any change you need to make in your life to get where you need to be. Because at the end of the day, we have one life to live, and the only person that can walk in your shoes is you. So for me, I took that exam, and that joy that I felt passing, when I even had people that administrators through my nursing program like, oh, you're pregnant during the last semester, you're gonna have to sit out and come back next semester. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna have my baby and I'm gonna keep going. I had my daughter Talia, my second daughter, on a Wednesday. On Friday I was in class taking an exam because they said I wouldn't be able to make it up. So there's no excuse. If y'all want to make something happen, you got to find that courage, that motivation, and that strength to make the moves that need to be made. Like I said, wanting to be a nurse and wanting to pass the nursing exam and wanting, you can want, but finding that courage to actually do what need to be done, now that's where your strength is really tested. People can say things all day. They want to be the president of the United States. Does that mean they're going to be the president? No. You have to take the steps and actually look, doubt, fear, people that doubted you, all that stuff. Look them in the face and say, you know what? I'm going to observe, but I'm not absorb, not absorb, but I'm going to observe. So for me, I took all of that and I let it fuel my fire. That's one thing about me. I take things and I put it right into my furnace, baby. And I take that and my engine just get going. And I get that momentum where I'm very headstrong. You got to know how to be headstrong. And how do you do that? Remember, I told y'all that inner voice. That inner voice is what you hear before you go to bed. It's what you hear when you wake up in the morning. I am a winner. Today may be the day. Today will be the day. I'm this much closer. When you start speaking those things, y'all, as I say those kind of things, they carry so much power and energy. My body normally feels chills. And I always say that for me, chills are confirmation. But as I even just say those things to let you all hear what that manifestation sound like, I feel the strength just from saying them. So don't be afraid to affirm things in your life that you want. You don't have to have it in your hand. It don't have to already be there for you to say it. You got to be able to see it, and you got to be able to start opening your energy to receive what you're wanting. Prepare for what you're wanting. I was wanting to have an RN license, so I was preparing myself by doing what? Studying and not going out. By doing what? Cutting off distractions. Y'all, when I was in nursing school, I didn't have cable. What did I have back then? I don't even think we had Netflix. Oh gosh, what was it back then, y'all? Whatever it was like I think I had some kind of little like fire stick or something that I connected to the television just so Tiana, my oldest daughter, who's now about to be 15, that she can just watch. I wasn't focused on myself, y'all. I was okay with cutting down to the bare minimum just to be able to get to where I needed to be or where I want to be. I was on the journey. So don't feel like you got to have things that you won't be able to acquire until you pass certain steps. Remember, life, there's levels to it. And now, of course, I'm not talking about the overnight, instances where things blow up and people life change overnight. And yes, that can happen because nowadays, thank God to social media and different things, the wealth of information and knowledge is at our fingertips. And some things can happen overnight. But otherwise, it's a slow grind. But each step is a step towards where you're going. So don't be afraid. Remember, one step at a time. That's how you get going. And that's how momentum start, right? Believing you can, believing in yourself, making the necessary adjustments and changes. I said, you know what? I'm a single mom. I'm in nursing school. I can't afford a cable bill. But I'm going to do the next best thing. So I'm going to get this little Roku. Maybe that's what it was, a Roku. I got a little Roku for my baby so she can watch television. And y'all, I focused on studying. Of course, I had my cell phone back then, little things like that. But I was always financially smart. So it's not that you have to have a lot of money. You just have to know how to manage what you have to get through the season that you're in. So I always say, don't be down on yourself. Oh, I'm lacking in this. See, I don't have that. Remember, it's levels to it. Remember, to get there, like I remember someone literally comparing themselves to me. I was like in my early 20s. Like, oh, she don't have this or she doesn't have that. I'm like, you're 40. You got 20 years on me. So how do you compare yourself to a 20-year-old and you're 40? So what I'm saying is there's steps. She started before I did. But again, it's not a race. So that's where people get it totally misconstrued. Your life is your journey. And the pace you go on there have to be good for you. What's good for you may not be good for nobody else. But that's the journey of life. And that's where people, remember I told you, observe, but don't absorb. So imagine if I listened to her like, oh, I'm 20, I don't have what she have. She has a PhD. Baby, I just graduated high school 2 years ago. So if you're not smart enough to just know that, then the words you're speaking is not meant to, again, encourage and motivate. It's meant to try to knock people down because people see your light too. People see your light, especially when you're a person that is just blessed by the Most High. People can see it sometimes even when you don't. And then they start trying to chip away at that and hoping that you don't see it. So I'm saying that to say, don't compare your life to anyone else's or where they are. Their road may be different. So remember, there's more than one way to get to your destination. Y'all know it with GPS. We be like, do we want to avoid tolls? Do we want to avoid the highway altogether? Do we want to take the back roads? Life is the same way. There's so many different routes to get to where we want to be. So with that being said, I'm not going to compare my journey to anyone else's. I'm going to go at a speed that's safe for me, and it's going to ensure that I get to my destination safely. So if you have children and somebody else don't, or if you have two and they have one, if you have five and they have they're pregnant, y'all journeys are totally different. So as women, we have to know that motherhood, there's a sisterhood in motherhood. This is not a race. If there's something that we've learned that we can give back, do that. And honestly, that message and that understanding has really sparked the journey of my content creating path. Y'all, I can't express how much I love to be able to give these stories and share my experience. Because again, if y'all were on my live yesterday, I told you that one little piece of motivation when I was doing my prerequisites to apply to a nursing program. A friend of mine was like, Tan, you're not changing that major. You want to be an RN, and that's what you're going to do. Stay the course. I walked away from that friend. I got chills saying that, y'all. I walked away from that motivation, and I stayed the course. And I passed my NCLEX on the first try. I was in that front row in class writing notes. And that's another message. I remember being in class in nursing school. Remember, I'm more of a visual learner. I love to write things down, and that's why I journal. And now I see that even writing things down is another way to actually manifest. You're writing it, you're saying it, you're being able to see it, you're visualizing it. But I'm on the front row. My professor, she's talking, and I'm writing notes. And I love to bowl when I write, so I may go over it a couple of times because it helped stick out. That's just the way I learn. That's my learning style. And I remember her kind of walking past my desk, kind of rubbing her hand across and like, you must didn't study last night. I was like, there you go, making your assumption because the way somebody making an assumption because the way I learn and me doing what's best for me, you're projecting how you learn. But if you were here in class taking notes, that means you didn't learn, like you didn't study. So again, my people that were in my cohort was like, Tan always right. That's what she do, and she gonna be in the front row. And that's just her. So I'm telling you, don't let what people say about your actions and the things you need to do that's best for you, let that be some way influencing you and how you feel. I was like, what, girl? And again, did I not study, baby? I made flying colors on the test, graduated nursing school with amazing grades and a GPA, and I passed that test. So all the people, here it is, she's somebody I ain't study. Administration talking about I'm not going to finish because I'm pregnant in my last semester of nursing school. I beat every obstacle that they thought was an obstacle. I jumped over. It actually wasn't an obstacle, it was a hurdle. And what do we do with hurdles? We jump over them. That's what I did. So I'm telling you, stay the course. Don't let what people say define you. We're going to defy the odds. The odds are, the odds stacked against me. I had everyone you can think of stacked against me. And here I am again. And I can say that people, oh, you're a single mother. Oh, a single mother. Yes, I am a single mother. But what does that have to say about me being a mother? Besides that, I'm going to stand 10 toes down. So again, people don't even know you. But I'm telling y'all, I'm so unaffected by what people say because I know me. The smiles on my children's face speak for my motherhood. It speaks for my character. The way I can make moves because I'm going to always do what's best for me because what's best for me is best for mine. You don't have to question. We don't have to answer no questions about the moves that we make. Remember I told y'all be unapologetic about making the decisions that's best for you. So if that means moving your location, if that means changing a phone number, if that means deleting an app, if that means deactivating something, and that was something that I did too. In nursing school, it was probably back then, what were we on? Probably Facebook more back then. I would deactivate certain things. I'd be like, see y'all when I'm done. Be okay with making the changes and necessary actions that you need to make in this season. Because we got to prepare for the next one. Because one thing, seasons are always going to change. Life is always changing. And y'all, thank y'all for everybody that's on the live too. I appreciate it. And y'all, make sure y'all give me some of y'all energy too. Make sure y'all like the live for me. But that's where we're going. I'm telling you to observe, but don't absorb. Don't count yourself out. Count yourself in. And when people count you out, it don't even count. It don't count in your world. Because if that's the case, I would have set out a semester of nursing school, and then I would have been a mom. Then and maybe I would have. I don't know what would have happened. Maybe I wouldn't even been able to go back. But knowing me, I would have definitely went back. But what I knew is that I wasn't gonna stop. Stop for what? Life is gonna keep going, and so do we. Y'all know I say that because I am living proof that life keep going. And if you keep going, you keep having a fighting chance at living the life that you want and working towards what you want in life. Don't count yourself out. Stay the course. And that's what I wanted to really just come on here and tell you. I am living proof that life is going to keep going. And the minute you decide to give up, that's when you have, that's when you let failure have an opportunity. How can you say you've lost if you've never given up? I'm still working towards it. For me, I had my baby, went right back. I'm taking this exam. I'm going to do what needs to be done because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to let failing nursing school have a chance. I'm not going to allow myself a chance at failing the NCLEX. Why? Because I'm putting in that work. When I tell y'all I had early mornings, but I felt so motivated. I wanted to win. I wanted to provide more for my children. And then I love nursing. I love anatomy. I love helping people. I've always had a helping spirit. I have always said I wanted to be a nurse. That was my thing. And oh, man, that show you can do it. Whatever you want in this world, you can have it. Remember, it takes steps. It's levels to it. So it don't mean you're going to have it tomorrow, but that means you can start taking steps towards doing that. So if you say, I want a career change, well, Google. Y'all know we the queen of Google for everything else, right? So we get on there and say, what do I need to do to be a nurse? What are the prerequisites? What do I need to be an accountant? Whatever it is that you want to do, if it's even content creating, y'all know that that's a profession now. It's a real thing. And it's a beautiful opportunity. And I thank God for it every day, y'all. I thank God for y'all every day. My internet, there I go, about to feel that emotion. My eyes burning. But I am so thankful to have an opportunity to connect with people from all over the world. Y'all know I tell you, say it back in the comments because I'm watching. I read as much of the comments as I can, the direct messages, and I tell you, the energy y'all send to me, I pray that I'm able to send that back out to you, that there's a message out there for somebody in this that needed to hear it, and the season you're in, preparing you for the next one. I'm telling you, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. If you're a mom, and I don't care if you're on the floor with them kids, you may, long as they got a roof over their head. I don't care if it's a mattress on the floor. Y'all, when I go back to the story time, when I finished nursing school and I passed that NCLEX, I had my name that I told y'all. I went on that website the night before my exam, and I closed my eyes and I could see my name. I was actually manifesting that passing of the exam. But fast forward, after I passed the exam, there's still a waiting period to get your big girl nursing job. And I remember I had a mentor say, Tan, come over. You passed the exam. We're going to cook for you. And I remember my gas tank was on E, y'all. And she was like maybe 35-minute drive away from my home. And I'm like, I don't even really have gas to get there. But according to the board of nursing, I was a registered nurse. Look at God, y'all. I remember having change. I love collecting change, y'all. So I remember going into that change collection that I had, and I counted out $5. There I go, about to get emotional. But y'all, I want this story to be motivation for somebody. Okay? So if you have change that you're counting, don't count yourself out. If you have very little that you're working with, if you have something, there's something to work with, make the best of it. Sorry, y'all. I love it. I want to really share this story with y'all because that motivation sometimes can be the difference in succeeding. And I want everybody to succeed because we have the ability to succeed if we believe. You have to believe your dreams. You have to believe in your potential. Remember, potential is not something that we can, it's not tangible. We can't grab it. We have to believe in it. We have to have faith in it. So that's why I'm sharing this story with you all. And I hope nobody else is crying because I am, okay? So I remember counting, y'all. I remember going into the gas station because I can't pay at the pump. I ain't got no card. Ain't no money on the card. So I came in with my change and I remember holding up the line because I'm gonna count my little $5 so it went all in quarters either. But my mentor was like, Tan, just put whatever you can in your tank, just get here. We didn't have all the cash app and all that stuff at that time. But I remember counting that change, y'all, and I was counting that change on that counter with a smile on my face, holding up the line and everything. I'm like, and let me tell you, I said it out loud too. I was counting that change and I was like, y'all probably like, why am I smiling? Like, because my name is on the board of nurse and I'm here counting change, $5 in change, but I'm a registered nurse. You hear me? So I had that energy and that, man, I didn't have a reason to not be happy. But somebody on the outside, right? This girl up here, she broke. She counting change. You can say whatever you want to say, baby, because my name is on the board of nursing. My kids are fed. I had a car. I didn't have much. I got it out the mud. So when y'all hear my song that's on my page, I wrote that song from the heart. I told man, got it out the mud. No one put me through school. I put myself through school. I had a loving grandmother. We didn't have a lot of finances. So I had a praying grandmother. So that song, my grandmother prayed over me. She prayed for me, my strength. She was my motivation. And I took it from there. Remember, I told you faith without works is dead. So I had the prayer from my grandmother. I had the faith that I needed, and I jumped into action. What nursing school, even going to college, I applied for college myself. Y'all, I have my book, Pain, Passion, and Purpose. But my grandmother, she couldn't read or write. But there are certain scriptures in the Bible. And y'all know I lost my grandmother a year ago. But rest her soul, I miss her so much. But so many lessons that she poured into me. One was how to be a mother, how to make a way out of no way, how to have faith and let it guide you, let it motivate you to keep going. So there's so much of her that lives through me, and that legacy I talk about. And if y'all been following me, I speak a lot about legacy. As moms, we're creating our children's childhood memories, but also the legacy that we're gonna leave behind at some point, right? And I always say I want my children to talk about the life that I lived and not the life that they wish that I lived. So with that being said, I counted that change. I gassed up my car. I went and we had some amazing food and they celebrated my accomplishments. And I think she maybe gave me a little money to actually fill my tank up. But y'all, then I moved on and got my nursing job. So I was so happy now to be a registered nurse. But if you look at what I came from, and people can counted me out, and she's not gonna be able to do it. She's a single mom. No, that motivated me to do and go harder, to do more, go harder. So what other people look as a holdback, I'm telling you to take that and transmute it to be the motivation you need. Don't give up on yourself. Don't count yourself out. Right now, if you're somewhere living with somebody and that's the best you can do. Say, thank you, Lord, for being right here where I am right now. And I'm going to do the best that I can to make that next step. If your bed is on the floor, or if your mattress, if you're on a blow-up bed, whatever it is, just be thankful for wherever you are. And then to jump back into the story, I got my first nursing big girl job, right? Good money, benefits now, things like that. I remember I lived in a based on income apartment when I was in nursing school, because I've always been smart about do what you need to do in that season. That apartment was what they call based on income. But baby, when you walked in that apartment, it was fully furnished. It smelled good. The refrigerator had food. My children had a room and it was decorated. So whatever you want to label it. But I'm going to tell y'all, it was a based on income apartment because it was what I can afford to make sure that I was able to stay on my own. And I definitely could have went back home and lived with my grandmother, but I've always been independent. You know, I have children. I want to stay on my own. So I did what I needed to do in that season of my life to make sure I was able to do that. So I got my nursing school, my nursing job, my very first one. I was in labor and delivery. So I was a labor and delivery nurse working night shift. And y'all, I went out and got my first like regular apartment. And I remember going to sign my lease. My oldest daughter and my two daughters were in daycare at the time. And I went and picked up my keys. I didn't tell my oldest daughter at the time. She was, I want to say she was 5 years old. Um, I think 4 or 5. I picked her up from daycare, y'all, and I remember I had a Kia Forte at the time, so I remember her little self. She used to love to look out of the window when I drove. I remember pulling into the apartments. There was a gate, and I had to buzz in, and I remember driving by, and she said, "Mama," y'all, I probably gonna cry on this part. She was like, "Mama, is this our apartment?" And I was like, yes, this is our apartment because she could see the pool as we drove in and, you know, all the amenities, the little tennis court, things like that. And I remember taking her into the apartment. There was nothing in it, y'all. I literally just picked up the keys. But I was so happy to be able to provide more. My sacrifices that I made, the sleepless nights, the sleepless mornings, the sacrificing, you know, things that I can't afford that. I'm not going to do that. The decisions I made as a mom, like it was all worth it. My baby went into that apartment with nothing in it and she ran from room to room. And I was holding Talia, my middle daughter, and I just remember being so proud in that moment. So I'm telling you, don't look at where you are right now. You know, you may not be able to see the blessings that God have for you. Just know that they're waiting on you. And y'all, I'm in this new apartment that's beautiful. I was happy to have the little speckle countertops now. Even though in my base on income apartment, y'all, it was clean. It smelled good. I cooked. I did everything that I normally do. But again, when you're able to upgrade your life and to be able to offer more to your kids, there's no better feeling of accomplishment than that feeling as a mom, especially coming from where I came from. So I remember going to Walmart, and at the time we didn't have furniture, but I knew I wasn't gonna let her sleep on the floor. I had my first little nursing check, so after being able to budget and pay my rent and bills, I went to Walmart and got a blow up bed. I had a blow up bed, a blanket, and I got like 2 pillows and some pillowcases. And we were sleeping in that apartment on a blow up bed. But I was so happy to be in front of the fireplace because this apartment had a fireplace. So don't look at where you are right now and say that you're actually summarize your life story based off of this chapter. This chapter is building you and preparing you for what God has in store for you if you just believe and keep going. Believe in yourself. Know that where you are is only temporary. So when I was in that based on income apartment or whatever it is, I knew that that wasn't the end of my story. It was where I needed to be to get to that next stage. I never counted myself out, and that was one thing. Faith. Oh, I got chills, y'all, saying that. Faith carried me. Doubt didn't break me. Faith carried me. Remember I told you it's about breaking through, not breaking down. So I could sit up here and say I came from based on income apartment. I had an apartment with no furniture. But Lord, within 3 months of that living there, which we weren't on a blow-up bed long, my nursing checks, I was able to go get furnished. And that apartment was furnished. I made that house a home. But I'm telling you, wherever you are, make it your home. Make it the best you can for them kids. Because you think Tiana knew that we were in a based on income apartment? She didn't know that. She said, dang, mama, we live on our own. My mom, we open the door, my mama here. You know, we have food. I have toys. She didn't know it wasn't cable and it was some kind of little Roku plug to the TV. I needed internet for college to get through my nursing program. So I had that, and whatever I can do from there, I did the best that I could. So I'm telling you, your best is good enough. So when y'all hear me saying that in videos, I really mean that. Your kids don't know, all they know is your best. So if you're giving them your best, that's good enough. Believe in yourself to know that this, where you are, is not the end of your story. This is a chapter in your story. Do you like my book? Y'all make sure y'all show me some love and support my book too. But these stories are in the book. Pain, passion, and purpose. Through pain, through passion, it can fuel that. You can actually find your purpose in that. Right now, I'm talking about the story of going through nursing school, but here I am creating content that I'm hoping to inspire someone to keep going, to find their purpose and their passion. So sometimes life is funny like that. As on my uncle, shout out to Uncle Eric, he always say that sometimes your journey, your destination, or what you're meant to do, it chooses you. We think that we're in control. I said I wanted to be a nurse. And remember, I went and I did that and I took the steps to do what I need to do to fulfill that. But who would have ever thought that I would be on social media sharing my life story? Who knew that what I was going through was even a story? At the time, I just knew it was where I was, and I needed to keep going because I knew where I wanted to be. So I'm telling you, don't judge where you are right now if it's not where you want to be, or you don't have what you want to have. It ain't the house that you want. It's not the car that you want. Y'all, I had my Kia Forte and I drove it until the screen on it went out. But I was so happy to have my Kia because I went from I think it was a 96 Honda Accord. But y'all, I cried tears when I got my Honda Accord. My father was able to purchase that for me when I graduated high school. I cried when I had that car. Going to college and being able to drive myself where I needed to go. I didn't expect a car for graduation. I was going to be on that campus getting into class. I knew that. So again, I didn't know every step of my journey. So I'm telling y'all, you may not see the huge blessing that's waiting on you, but you just got to know how to survive in this season. So if this season is cold, put on your coat. Get your scarf and your gloves and your boots and do what you need to do in this season so you can get to that next season. And I got chills as I'm saying it. So I hope there's someone here that's watching this that needs to hear this message. In the season you're in, prepare yourself for survival in this season. Because that next one is your breakthrough. That next one is filled with blessings that you can't even dream of. Y'all, I never would dream from me driving my Honda Accord, or not having money to put gas in my tank, or having very little. I'm not going to say I ain't have none. I had a little bit. It was enough to get me where I needed to go, to say that I chose the dream car that I wanted at the time off the lot and being able to put down a substantial payment. I didn't see that when I was over there, like I'm counting $5 and change on the counter. Couldn't see that. But what I saw was that God, every step of the way, he had me. God got you. You are not alone. So when I was in that house alone and raising those kids, and they don't know what we didn't have and didn't know my situation, and know mama trying to go through school and mama's trying to get where she can do more for us. They didn't see all of that because I didn't allow them to. I mean, they're kids. But I had faith, and so I wasn't in the house just sobbing, and not saying that I didn't shed tears. Of course I did. Blood, sweat, and tears went into my nursing journey, my career journey. So yes, it made you blood, sweat, and tears. Sometimes is what it takes. But when you got faith and you don't give up on yourself, you're going to reach your destination. If you keep going, you keep taking a step, you're going to be at least where you're going to be somewhere different. So like I said, one step at a time. Remember, each step is going to move your location. So if you want change, one step at a time. Don't judge yourself where you're at right now. Don't count yourself out. Don't listen to the doubt of others. Don't listen to the negativity. Remember, I cut people off. I stopped whatever it is I wanted during that season. I cut off anything that I felt like was a distraction. And here I am now in my life, still making changes to get to where God wants me to be. And right now, that's here with y'all. I can't tell you how thankful I am to be able to be here with y'all. And I haven't even shared. There's so many more stories to share, but I'm going to tell you that people don't look like what they've been through. And that's by the grace of God. And what you go through, remember, they're lessons, they're not losses. So I don't think I took any loss. I've gained so many beautiful lessons that I want to be able to share with y'all. I want to be able to encourage, and I hope that people are able to take something from my story times, what I'm sharing, and be able to actually give me a testimony. Say, Tan, you actually inspired me to keep going, and this is my testimony. Y'all, when I receive DMs that say, Tan, you've changed my life. My child is like, wow, mama, I feel I had a DM where, I always talk about intention, a little bit of effort. Children, wow, they feel like they have just won. And like, I mean, just the small things. Remember, I told y'all, if y'all been following me, I put little affirmations with my kids and little positive things on a sticky note and put that in their snack box, their lunch box. Those little bitty notes, that little gesture, that of intention. Remember back in school, we'll write a whole love letter, a little note to a guy or girl, right, and pass it on. It takes no time to write a little bitty note to your baby and put it in a backpack, to stick it on a mirror. To just those little actions are so impactful. They mean so much. But I had a mom just say, Tan, the encouragement you've given me as a mother, she just said how her child was just like, Mama, I feel so special. She even spoke about it with her significant other. Tan, the motivation you've given has sparked so much change inside of me that her family was able to feel it. And man, look, little old me that have been through it, who've gone through it and made it through it. I never felt that there was something huge that I'm doing. Y'all, I told you I'm just like you all. I'm a mom that's trying, a woman that's trying, and I'm a woman that never give up. I'm a woman that have a strong faith. I'm a woman that know that life don't stop. And as soon as we give up, that's when we give in. So I'm telling you and I'm encouraging you in 2025, don't give up on yourself. Believe in yourself. Speak positivity over your life, over your children. Let them see you win against the odds, against the doubt. Win in the hater's face. So those that doubted me and said I wouldn't do nursing, or, she's counting change or whatever it is, I smile. I never absorbed that. I actually took it and transmuted it and actually used it for fuel. That's what we do with things like that and situations like that. You take it and let it fuel you. For somebody to pour negativity or try to into you or at you, that means they may see that light, baby. They see that light shining bright. And they just hope that you don't see it, and they hope that they can dim it. But let me tell you, no one can dim your light. No one can steal what's meant for you. What God has waiting for you is only waiting for you. Nobody can go make a withdrawal from it. Nobody can go steal it. Nobody can have it but you. The only way you don't go get what God is having for you is if you give up on yourself. If you stop going and walking towards that direction and you end up going that way or that way, derailing your path. Don't derail your path. Go straight for it. I went straight for it, y'all. Do you hear me? Against the odds, I went straight for it. With very little, I took what I had and I kept going. So if that means I'm fixing my kids, see, and I'm going to keep going. I hope it's still on. Can y'all see me? But I'm telling you, if that means I'm fixing my kids' plate and I'm left with whatever's left over, as a mom, I am fine with that. I've always been that way. I'm totally fine with putting myself, and we as mothers, we do that. Remember, we use our children as our motivation. There are reasons why. Long as they good, we good. Y'all know that mentality. We like, long as our kids got it, we good. We ain't got to, and sometimes we put all the effort in our kids looking good, and then we look at ourselves like, whoa. But we're like, hey, my kid is a testament to the woman that I am, the mother that I am. So don't let what you don't have be a testament to the woman or the mother, or even if you're a man watching this, a father you are. Now, the fruits of your labor, your children being happy, healthy, and whole. Now, that's a testament to your intention as a mother. your drive. Let your children be your motivation. People look at kids almost as a, like, girl, you pregnant. Oh my God, it's a negative thing. And I don't know why people look at it like that. Kids are such a blessing. They're a blessing. I thank God for my children. They sharpened my focus. I talk about that in my book. I looked at my baby, my first daughter. I brought her home. I was, again, in school when I had my first daughter. And again, it didn't stop me. So hello, I'm telling you, if you're a young mom, it does not have to stop you. Let it motivate you to be the reason why you need to finish school, why you need to do what you need to do. Let it motivate you. I looked at my daughter and was like, oh my God, I got a whole human being to take care of. But I didn't let that scare me. I said, I want to do this mom thing, and I want to do it like my grandmama did it. She loved me. I lived in a based on income apartment with my grandmother. I didn't know that. You know, at the time, I just knew that my grandmother had food on the table. Our house was clean. We had, if the floors had carpet, we had vacuum lines. At some point, they were tile floors, but them tile floors smelled like bleach and pine saw. So my grandmother was a way maker. And it showed me that women, we can do it. So it made me a way maker. So I'm hoping that my children are able to look at the life that I'm living and the life that I've lived at some point, and it make them a way maker. And I'm hoping too, y'all sharing this story with y'all, it make you a way maker. I'm gonna post the link to my book on in my description as soon as I get off of live. But it should be on there. It's on my stand store, but I'll make sure for y'all, for the ones that want to read it. But that book is encouragement. It's my life story up to this point. And now in Life After Divorce, that's another book to come. But you know, pain, passion, and purpose. You know, it was it's my story of where I found my motivation. Remember, I told you how my grandmother showed me how to make a way out of no way and how faith can carry you. You know, so I'm just telling y'all that you can do whatever you set your heart out to do. Those goals that you have made for yourself in 2025, it's already yours. That keys to that new car, that new job, that promotion, that new location, it's already yours. It is yours. I always say how I like to look at alternate realities, right? Or dreams. I say dreams are not just made up. You can be like, man, it felt so real. That's because you actually saw a reality with you winning. That reality is waiting on you. Just as much as I can sit here and say the reality that I had my second daughter, I dropped out of nursing school. I had to go move back home with my grandmother. I had to just go find a job. I was back and forth between jobs. That could have been a reality. It could have really been a reality that I could have lived. But I chose to go after that reality. So that reality that you see in your dreams, or when you close your eyes, or where you envision success, is real. And you can achieve it. That's why you can see it so clear and it feels so real. You got to get over the doubt that is trying to hold you in this moment. If you can see it, it's because it is real. It's yours. If you choose to believe that it's yours. I believe that nursing, being an RN, was mine. Providing a life for my kids that was comfortable was mine. I want you to say it's mine. Even type it for me, y'all. Y'all can probably feel the energy. It's yours. It's mine. Success is yours. Believe it. Say it. Don't be afraid. I always told y'all, don't be afraid to say things out loud. I said, smiling in that store counting change, people thought I was crazy. Like, this girl up here counting change, you broke, and she up here smiling and laughing. Because, baby, you don't know my story. Now I have to explain my story to you. I'm a nurse. My name is on the board of nursing, and I already been accepted into a labor and delivery job position. I'm waiting to start. So don't be afraid of smiling in the moment and saying and speaking your success out loud. It's mine. What I want, I can have. Anything you want in this world, you can have as long as you got breath in your body, a sane mind. Is yours. And if y'all are right here with me on this live, you are already on the path of creating the life you want and saying that it's yours. And that's one thing I did do. I always been a avid believer that, you know what, whatever it is that I'm wanting, I have to surround myself with like-minded people. So instead of following the shade room, I was saying I want to be a nurse. I was following people that were on the nursing journey. On YouTube, they're sharing their journey about nursing. So surround yourself with people, like-minded people. Or don't be afraid. Two people of they've already gone through it. They've done it. So if you want to be I'm gonna just say nurse. I'm always saying nursing. A nurse, follow people that are already nursing. Follow nursing students. Why go follow somebody who is not even in the field that you're wanting to be in, but you don't follow nobody along the journey that you're embarking on? So if you, like me, are in, again, a single mom, and you're wanting to find the way forward, this is the channel for you. If you're looking for that motivation in somebody that's going to be telling you that you can do it, and that's going to be sharing their stories as proof that you can do it because they are living proof, this is the channel. And y'all, I'm share the news. I'm shifting my focus to pour a lot more into these lives and longer form videos because I realize that the message got to get out there. The message inside of me and what I have that I need to share, it need to be shared because somebody is in a season where they need it. They need what I have to give. Somebody need what you have inside of you, and you need to find a way to share it. So whatever your gift is, invest in your gift. If your children have a gift and you can see it, invest in your children's gift. Coach them up. Let your kids know that they're special, that they can. If they think they can, they can. The power of our thoughts, the power of our words, the power of manifesting, the power of writing things down. Bringing it from a thought to actually putting it on paper and being able to see it. Write them sticky notes. Y'all used to put sticky notes all over, y'all. And then just to show y'all that I'm not playing, beside my bed, bam, bam, sticky notes. I'm a believer in writing, baby. If it's something on my heart, I'm going to write it down because I may forget it. As we get older, y'all know how that go. But sticky notes, I'm serious, y'all. This was beside my bed, and this was not a part of the live or anything like that. Get you some sticky notes. Write down your goals. Put them goals on that mirror that you get up in the morning and do should be your FaceTime routine, right? Your skincare. Put those sticky notes in your car if you have to. The little pad. And when thoughts come to you, I love to keep it handy too. And look, a pen is not far away. What did I tell you about nursing school? While she thought I was writing stuff down because I ain't know. No, baby, I'm writing it down because I want to remember. I'm manifesting. I'm going to push through. I'm going to write it down. I'm telling y'all, it's never far away, baby. I'm going to keep the tools that I need for me to get where I need to be, and to, man, get the tools that you need and keep them close by, because your breakthrough is coming if you believe. Sometimes that door don't open on a twist. You may have to push it. Don't be afraid to go and do what you need to do to get things done. So if that's writing it down while somebody else interpreting my writing as something that is not, I'm like, that ain't even what is going on over here. I'm doing what I need to do to ensure that this information is being retained. I love to listen and write things down. That's how I learn. So do what's best for you in whatever season you're in. Don't pay attention to what anybody have to say, their opinion on what you're doing. Do what's best for you, because there's one life to live and only you can live it. Nobody can walk in your shoes. Nobody gonna love your kids like you. So do what you need to do to be at your happiest, your healthiest, and to reach your goals. Don't count yourself out. Remember, I just told y'all it's levels to it. So I remember based on income. I remember going to a nice apartment and then having that blow up bed on the floor. And then I had 2 babies. So actually I let them lay on it, covered up, snuggled up in this nice apartment by the fireplace, while I was probably on the floor. And I was okay with that. Y'all, actually, I was at one of the happiest point in my life when somebody else would be like, oh, you on the floor, that's the lowest. No, that's, again, someone else interpreting my life. Don't let someone's opinion of your life and where you are in some way summarize your life, because it doesn't. I'm telling y'all, when y'all realize what people say about you and what they think about you has no weight, it is a beautiful feeling. Man, love yourself enough where you don't look for love outside of you, that when you get it, you like, wow, this is extra. But I'm loving me enough for both. I'm loving myself enough. I'm loving my kids enough. They never saw anything that's missing because I made the best and wherever we were. So I've always been a mom that's gonna let them paint and color and things that are free. Happiness is free, y'all. That walk, taking them, if you took them kids outside on a sunny day, not this cold weather, but on a sunny day and just let those kids go to the nearby park. Those kids will be so happy and take them home, take them a bath, feed them, and put them to bed and say, you know what? They'll say, Mama, today was a good day. Trust me, I've been there. I may not have been able to buy. Oh gosh, actually, let me go ahead and share that too. I remember when I had that based on income apartment. Remember, I'm in nursing school, so the funds were being delegated towards the bills. Christmas time rolled around. And I was like, okay, I have a little bit of money. I need to, I don't know if it was $100 or $50. I was like, let me go buy Tiana Christmas, right? So I had to make Christmas happen for my baby. I remember going to, I want to say it was Fred's. And I remember buying, I think it was like a dollhouse, y'all. Maybe it was a dollhouse. And when I wrapped it, it was a huge gift. But y'all, I think I only was able to get her like 2 or 3 things at that time. But when I tell you, I picked out things that I know she would absolutely love. So it wasn't that it was a lot of gifts. It wasn't no Gucci shoes under the tree and all these name brand clothes and even electronic gadgets. I couldn't afford it. But when my baby opened that little, y'all know those little cheap dolls or whatever it was, my baby was so happy to see that baby doll. My baby was so happy to see this dollhouse that she was, oh, happy Santa. You know, my baby was happy. She didn't know that it was what I could do, but I did the best that I could because there was intention behind it. I wrapped it, I put it under the tree, and my baby was happy. So I felt like mission accomplished. And y'all know, if y'all see my Christmas vlog now, here I am still making it happen for my kids. Like I said, as long as there's breath in my body and I have a stable mental mind, thank you, Lord, for that. And my mental state, I'm going to do the best that I can for my kids. Remember, every day that you wake up, you're still in the race. You're still in the fight. You're still walking along that journey. You're still along that path. So each day, and it may not be all roads every day. Remember, there is different terrain. You may be at a different area in that path and that journey where it require you to walk uphill a little bit, maybe more of an incline, it may be a slope. Whatever it is, just know that it's different from section to section. Life is like that. Here I am. Did I think I would be talking about life after divorce? No. But here I am, and life keep going, and so do we. I'm not gonna soak in what was. I'm gonna look forward to what God has in store for me. Because if God brought me this far, imagine what He's going to do for me in 2025. And that's that I believe it, I trust it, and then two, the second part of that, remember, I'm telling y'all that I'm gonna do what it takes to get it. Remember, it's already, my blessing is waiting on me. I just got to keep on believing. I got to walk along that path, and I got to actually take action and doing the things that I need to do to make sure I'm staying on that path. And that's the same thing for you. Your blessing is beyond what you can even imagine that it's going to be. You just got to stay positive and believe and make the changes that you need to make in this season to ensure that you survive the season, to ensure that you're getting ready and prepare yourself for the next one. Let me see. And y'all, thank y'all so much for being on the live. I really, y'all, I appreciate it. And I appreciate every share, every comment, every heart. As a creator, that means so much. Because, and I say creator because we have to actually create the videos. I had to say, Lord, what is the message on my heart to share? And all the things and steps that we take to actually produce videos and things like that. So when we see people actually take their time, remember, your time is so valuable. So for you to give me your time by actually watching my videos, by taking your time and saying, let me not just watch it, but let me comment. Let me actually take my time and actually leave a comment, like it, share it. I appreciate every bit of it. And it gives me the motivation to keep going. And it says, because Tan, somebody out there need to hear what you got to give. Somebody out there need this piece of motivation. So that motivation that changed your life and kept you on the path, you're going to do that for somebody else. I just want to pay it forward. It happened to me and it was what I needed in the season and at the time. And I want to be that for somebody else. And I appreciate every one of you that has followed, subscribed, and that continue to support me each and every day. Because there are y'all, I see y'all in here. Virginia, Natalie, Anissa, all of y'all. These are people that I have seen almost daily for months. When I say y'all are part of my, it's like family. Y'all are really my internet family. I don't know about no followers and none of that stuff. Y'all are part of my internet family. Y'all are investing as much time as I am putting into creating. Y'all are putting the effort into supporting. So I thank y'all for that and I just appreciate it. And y'all know we're saying it's 7 days of live, but y'all, I think it's gonna be this may be an everyday thing, but for sure we're gonna get past this first week of the new year. But I don't want to stay on too long because we could probably be going all night talking. But y'all know I'm more of an early bird, so I don't be up too late. Y'all see I'm out of the shower and in my PJs, okay? So I'm probably about to snuggle up with my babies and watch us a movie until we fall asleep. But I just want to thank y'all for joining the live, and for those of you that are sending gifts, I appreciate it. I never thought I would be getting gifts on this live over here, but I thank y'all, and I thank y'all for being there for me. And I don't think y'all know how much y'all are just as important. For the ones that say, Tan, you are adding value to my life, y'all are adding value to mine. And I thank you so much for supporting me and being a part of this journey. And I look forward to the accomplishments that we are going to accomplish. Remember, I told you it's already ours. Victory is ours. We just got to stay the course. So I just appreciate y'all for being along for this journey with me. And like I told you, there's a sisterhood and motherhood. And if you're a man watching this, then you're already on the journey too. You may have a daughter where you're trying to understand, or you just want to understand more from a woman's perspective. So whichever it is, I appreciate y'all time and I thank you for it. And we're going live tomorrow. And y'all let me know if y'all prefer these later evening lives too, because if so, then I'll come on tomorrow at 8 again. I'll just stay with the 8 o'clock live. Remember, I'm here for y'all feedback. I'm doing what's best for y'all, best for us, because we got some stuff that we need to do and some motivation that we need to share between each other. And we gonna walk it down together, y'all. So I thank you for being on the live with me. And I'm gonna see y'all live tomorrow because I'm coming back again. And remember, y'all, show me some love in these videos. Like, share it, and comment and just let me know how y'all feel about the message and if that message was for you and if you received it. And until the next live, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Good night.